In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys a tactical approach to going back to past customers that have maybe gone with another contractor or gone with another builder. Maybe you've lost out a bid to them, or maybe they just chose for whatever reason to go with another builder. So I'm going to be showing you guys a step-by-step approach of something that I personally have recommended to one of my contractors that I work one-on-one with. And so I hope you guys get a ton of value out of this video. If you don't know who I am, I'm Lev. I run Cosmosify, and I help remodel contractors and custom home builders bring order to their businesses by installing sales, marketing, recruiting, and leadership systems that allows them to break away from the day-to-day and reclaim their time. If you get value from this, leave me a subscribe and enjoy the video. And so your question was, do you have an opinion on reaching out to past prospective clients who went with other builders? I'm always curious, just don't necessarily know how to add value to that contact. Great question. The answer to it is yes. The answer to it is just more so like getting clear on why you're doing it. And so I always like to ask the question of like, what is the objective? Okay. If the objective is understanding what went wrong in your sales process, I absolutely think that it's well worth doing that. If it's re-engaging them for another project or a different project, I absolutely think it's worth doing that. Now, here's the thing, and I want to make this clear here. Sometimes understanding what went wrong in the sales process, almost treating this as like a survey call, actually sometimes ends up leading to this. And so if the question is what my opinion is, I always think that there is value in re-engaging with somebody who didn't necessarily end up working with you, because since they don't have necessarily a project maybe actively right in the moment to work on with you, they will be a lot more vulnerable with you, and they'll have way less walls up because you're not actually trying to sell them something, right? And so I feel very strongly about this, because if you play your cards right and you approach this conversation correctly, this could actually end up leading to you building a stronger brand. And brand really is just, a short word for trust, more trust with this prospective client. And then that could lead to a bigger project. And so I just kind of want to give you an idea of how these conversations usually go with a lot of builders. But honestly, most builders don't even do this in the first place. But I want to introduce the idea of high status and low status. And so high status in a conversation is coming across as, confident, willing, able, possibilities, abundance, and so on. Low status is like desperate, needy, feeling like you're inconveniencing, insecure, worried, anxious, and so on and so forth. And so a lot of times people will, with good intention, this isn't with bad intention, they'll call a past prospect, they'll call even customers they reach out to, or leads like GCs will reach out to, and they'll say, I'm just reaching out to see how you're doing. And it's like, no, you're not. You have a bigger motivating factor. And so one way that we can turn this low status way of starting the conversation into a high status conversation is we go like this. We go, Gina, how's it going? It's Kevin. Kevin who? Oh, Kevin. Remember I spoke to you with some months back about adding an ADU to your home? And she's going to be like, oh, yes, great. Well, I thought of you earlier this week, and I actually wanted to get some feedback from you, because it's important that we create unforgettable experiences for the clients that we work with, but even more so for the people we don't end up engaging with. Okay. And then here's where you open the loop. I don't have a bunch of time right now, but I'd love to invite you and, let's just say, David, to a quick call for me to collect some feedback. Is that something you'd be absolutely opposed to doing sometime tomorrow at noon? And then I mainly, it should only take about 10 to 15 minutes or so. Is that something you'd be absolutely opposed to doing sometime at noon? So it's like you're calling You're being super clear. You're telling them like, "Hey, this is what I'm trying to do," and then you're inviting them to a bigger, longer call. And the reason why you can do it one of two ways. You could just like collect the feedback then and there on the spot, but what I would do, again, like this is one of those things where it's like there's two ways that neither way is like right or wrong, but it's on a by prospect basis. So like sometimes what I would do is I would actually just like get the feedback, like some initial feedback from the prospect then and there on that call. And then you could say, look, like I actually have, like, now that you said all this stuff, like I have more questions for you. Would it be totally crazy like if we get onto a call with yourself and with your husband so I can kind of get more of a comprehensive understanding and comprehensive grasp on what it is exactly that you guys are enjoying about your current experience with your current builder? And you don't have to go into like details or anything like that about like the builder itself, but like just more so about the experience that you guys are feeling right now. And then just pitch them the appointment. When you go about it the way of like asking a couple of questions, it like kind of relieves it a bit and it allows them to like open up, and they're like, you know what, talking about this wasn't so bad. So again, it's the trust factor. They're like, I just did it right now over a call with him. Like, I guess it won't be the worst thing in the world to have like a 10 or 15 minute Zoom call with Kevin so that we can discuss in a little bit more depth. And so I really love this script here, or these lyrics, as I usually like to say, right? Because what it does is it allows you to come in as what I like to call it the CC, right? The comfort consultant. You want to be able to come from a place of comfort, empathy, genuine understanding of like what specifically the person is going through, but then also leverage that information that they give you so that you can use it for future prospects. And so that you can truly improve the product, you can improve the experience. And when I say product, I don't mean using nicer materials. Okay, I mean like that's, but like every builder can do that. But when I say the product, I'm talking about your company's experience, right? So the more feedback that you have when you reach out to clients like this and you actually have these types of calls, the more that it allows you to create ultimately better experiences for everybody that engages with you, whether they're prospects or whether they're paying clients. And so this is the other thing. When you do this effectively, and say, for example, during this time, okay, let me use a different marker. Um, let's say between this, you guys do a Zoom call. Okay, so check this out. Understanding what went wrong in the sales process, you do a Zoom call. Now this actually can end up leading to re-engaging them for a different project, because now you're on a Zoom call together, now you're seeing each other's faces. Now they may say like, like this was also something that, yeah, we are working with our current builder and we're not liking X, Y, and Z. Well, guess what? Opportunity. That's an opportunity for you to say, well, tell me a little bit more about that. And like, oh, okay, man, that's frustrating. Like, how long has the builder not been showing up to the home site or the job site or whatever the case is? And then that kind of creates more open loops. And you can say, look, I recognize you guys are under contract with this builder, or I recognize that you guys have a different vision for this other project that you're telling me about. Here's what I want to do. I'm tied up today, right? But what I would like to do is schedule a separate call just so that we can get like a clear understanding of kind of what your timeline looks like, your motivation for the project, and overall your vision. A lot of our past homeowners really love these calls, and we call them value sessions, right? Or what I call value calls, right? But we call them value sessions. And ultimately, they're geared completely towards you. I mean, giving you a complete, unbiased, comprehensive consultation of everything that you should consider going into a remodel project. I'm again, like, I'm tied up right now, but like, would you guys be totally opposed to doing some time, like, I don't know, Monday afternoon this coming week? And I would say no, that I wouldn't be opposed to that at all. And so then that can lead to the whole entire sales process, and then brings you back to selling. And so the reason I made this video, this 9-10 minute long video, is because yes, I do have an opinion on this. It is a fantastic question. And there are ways of adding value to that contact. And one of the best ways of adding value to them is just by collecting feedback and listening to them. Okay. Because a lot of times homeowners want to know that they have somebody in their corner, period. Okay. It's not always a matter of like, what can I give to you? But it's sometimes maybe like, what can I ask you? Because that allows people to feel, again, like they're being listened to and that they have an advocate in their corner. So enjoy this. And I hope you use it. And when you use it, let me know.